gems, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video, I'm going to be making a part 2 of the last video that I made, which was like unsolicited tips and advice that no one asked for. So if you're picking up what I'm putting down, cool. If not, like I said, it's okay. Just keep it pushing. It's all good. So we're just going to get right into the video. So the first tip or advice that I have today would be that you don't have to share everything about yourself. Some things you can keep to yourself. Some things you should take to the grave. Not everything has to be a show and tell. And then you're so surprised when people make fun of you about it. You're so surprised when people bring it up. You're so surprised when people use it against you. Who told you to tell people anyway? Maybe if you have like that really close friend or a close select group of people that you can trust with your life, who's willing to lie for you even in court. But even then you may not know because they may break under pressure too. But honestly, you don't have to share everything with everyone. You don't have to share everything with anyone. Learning how to keep certain things to yourself, I feel like will save you from so much unnecessary embarrassment. Because when you become an open book, you cannot decide how people read you. You can't decide how people interpret you. You can't decide the perspectives people have about you or what they assume about you because you decided to be an open book. Have inside jokes with yourself. Have deep, dark secrets that only you know. Because quite frankly, if those were to be out in the ether, girl, do you really want people to know about that? And there's this like tip that I heard somewhere. It was like, if you don't want 2 or 3 other people knowing your business, then don't tell anyone. Something like that. Because people are not existing in a bubble. Like people have their own best friends, their own cousins, their own family members that they're willing to share even other people's business with. So like if you don't want other people that you don't even know to know your business, then keep your business to yourself. Like I said, I know there are people that can definitely hold water and keep things to themselves and take it to the grave. But if you don't know people for real, like if you're friends with someone, but you're not like locked in, it's like an associate, girl, you never know, you may fall out with somebody. And not everyone that you fall out with is going to tell your secrets. I'm not saying that. But there are people that you may be locked in with that when y'all separate or have a friendship breakup, they go telling all your business. Like, I can't stand someone who does stuff like that. Even though like we may not be friends anymore, what I told you, you still keep that to yourself. Like, I hate people that cannot hold water, but that is the reality that we live in. People expose their friends all the time because they're no longer friends. Girl, was that ever your friend in the first place? So just to like save yourself from the heartbreak and the embarrassment and the hassle, just learn to keep some things to yourself. Learn to take some things to the grave, for real. The next tip or advice that I have is everyone does not need to have access to you. Everyone does not need to have access to your thoughts, to your energy, to your presence. You need to learn how to protect your peace at all costs. I don't care if that's from family members. I don't care if that's from associates, co-workers, friends. Protect your peace at all costs. You need to learn how to gauge how you feel when you're around people and even after you leave. Do you feel energized? Do you feel happy? Do you feel like you can take on the world? Do you feel calm and at ease? Or do you feel tired? Do you feel sad? Do you feel triggered? Do you feel upset? Do you feel like you need to just stay in a cave for the next 2 to 3 business days because you feel like your energy is just like been siphoned? Learn how to see and gauge how you feel when you're around certain people, because that is a telltale sign of who you need to be around and who you shouldn't be around. Like, for real. Because there are energy vampires that they love to see you upset. They love to push your buttons. They love to pick at your nerves. And then they love to see it when you give them a reaction. They just want to get a reaction. And you do not need to be around people like that. It's just not worth it. It's not worth your peace, your energy. It's not worth you getting angry over. It's not worth you going back and forth over, girl. Just give them a nice little silent treatment and go about your business. Because honestly, your peace is worth everything. Your mental health, there is nothing worth your mental health when it comes to other people. Do not give them that benefit. Never, never. It's never worth it. People are messy. People are weird. People are energy vampires. When you peep something, Peep it, but also move differently around certain people because they will keep on. If you give them access to do something, they will keep on doing it and doing it and doing it. And at a certain point, you won't have no one else to blame but you because you allowed them to play in your face. Okay, so not everyone needs to have access to you. Not everyone needs to have access to your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your energy, your presence. Learn how to give your time and energy to certain people and take it away from others, period. My next tip is to be less understanding. And I know that may be a little bit controversial. And this one is a bit nuanced. This one you have to like it depends on the situation, the circumstance. But honestly, with me, you have two chances. You have up to two chances. So that means you may not get the second chance. Because if you're being weird, if you're not reciprocating energy, if you're not reciprocating, a connection, I'm not here for it. If you playing in my face, you taking my niceness for weakness, I'm not playing for it. So with me, you have up to two chances. Stop being understanding. Stop giving these people 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chances when they've already shown you how they felt about you and they've shown you how they're gonna start treating you, and it's gonna get worse. And my problem is, what made you feel like you can treat me like that? That's what gets me. What made you feel like you can come and cross me like that and think that you're still gonna have access? No, I'm not understanding because in my brain, people know what they're doing. Period. And you cannot gaslight me into thinking otherwise. People know what they are doing. When they treat you wrong, when they're inconsiderate, when they do some shiesty, people know what they are doing because if it was done to them, they would have had a shit. If it was done to them, they would not have known how to handle it. People know what they're doing. So stop being understanding. I know there's some instances where it's like, that wasn't my intention, but that was the impact, intention versus impact. Cool. Okay. Take it how you want to. I know it's very nuanced, and I know that it depends on the situation and the person and how it goes down. But I feel like with certain people in certain situations, stop being understanding. People know what's good and what's bad, what's right and what's wrong. People know. Kids know. Because if they do something good, they want to show their parents. They're so excited. They want it to be, framed and hanged up. But when they do something bad or they want to be sneaky, they're hiding, they're lying. They're not as open anymore. They're peeking over the corners. They're peeking around the doors to see if you're there or not. They're silent. Kids know when they're doing something good and when they're doing something bad. People know when they're doing something good and when they're doing something bad. So in my brain, you cannot gaslight me into thinking that people don't know what they're doing, because they do. And you only have one chance. One chance, because with me, I would never do that to someone. Whatever thing it is, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I probably haven't crossed anyone that I didn't mean to cross, but they took it as a strike and they cut me off. That's cool. If I'm doing it to other people, they could do it to me too. That's fine. But my thing is intention versus impact, right? I would never have done that to you. So why would you take it upon yourself to do that to me and think it was okay? I'm a huge advocate of reciprocity, especially when it comes to relationships. I don't care if it's platonic, romantic, familial, associate, working. I don't care. I'm a huge fan of reciprocity, and I go by that. If I'm always giving, 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 and it's never being returned, oh no, that's a problem. That's a problem because people, like I said, people know what they're doing. I don't care. You have one chance to cross me, maybe two. I don't want to give people two chances, but depending on the person, depending on the situation, there could be a little leeway. But for the person who is so nice and you're almost too nice, like you're a doormat, stop being understanding. Understand that people know what they're doing and look for reciprocity. If you're doing for people and they're not doing back for you, no. It's an uneven exchange. It's an imbalanced relationship, and it's not going to work out. Your cup is going to be empty. Their cup is going to be full. No, absolutely not. So my next tip is going to be that men know what they're doing. And this is piggybacking off of the last tip. Men know what they are doing. Stop being understanding. Let that sink in. If you're not being treated well, if you're being manipulated, gaslit, abused, you're not getting what you want, you're not getting the treatment that you want, men know what they're doing. Men will literally choose people deliberately that they feel that they can manipulate. That's who you're dealing with when you're dealing with a man. So if you're understanding to a man, please stop. They know what they are doing. So if you have high standards, keep them high. And if you don't have high standards, figure out a way to get some. Because if you don't, these men are going to play in your face from sun up to sundown. And they're going to walk over you like a doormat. And you keep on being understanding. You keep on wanting to understand where they're coming from. Girl, the way that boy treats his homeboy, he treats that better than you. Just let that sink in. He treats his homeboy better than you, and you're his dom, you're his girl. How that make sense? Men know what they are doing. Men know what they are doing. He breaks up with you, goes to the next girl, he gives her all the princess treatment. Why? Because that's who he wanted to give it to. If he's not giving it to you, it's because he didn't want to give it to you. Hard pill to swallow, but swallow it. Figure out a way to swallow it and get over it and leave, because you deserve better. That's all I'm going to say. Men know what they are doing. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, I hope that's the case. If not, yeah, it is what it is. And the next tip is going to be piggybacking on the last tip that I just gave. And I'm going to touch your hand while I say this. Girl, stop based on vibes. Just stop. 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 It's not good. Okay? You may come up, oh, well, you're being prudish, you're being this, that, and the third. Girl, this is not about me being prudish or religious. This is about you understanding your self-worth, your self-value, and having high standards. What do you mean you're fucking off of vibes? You're telling me this little boy, this man, he put on a facade for you. He told you what you want to hear, did what you wanted him to do for a few 1 or 2 dates, and all of a sudden you're open like a book. All of a sudden your guard is down. You don't know who he is. You don't know what his intentions are. You don't know if he cares about you. You don't know what his beliefs are. You don't know nothing about him. All you have is good vibes. And that's enough. And then after it's all said and done, and he falls back and pulls back, and you feel all used up, and you feel like he used you, yes. You feel like you've been taken advantage of, yes. Your feelings are valid and they're real, because that's exactly what happened. You were used and taken advantage of because he got what he wanted. You did not make him work. You did not make him invest in you at all. At all. And for why? Why? Why are you giving it up so easy? Stop fucking off of vibes. You have nothing to show for it but a wet ass and possibly a 9-month mistake. Girl, giving away your energy, your yummy, scrumptious, feminine energy that these men, they need to live with. You're giving it up just like that. Your energy, your emotions, which is still energy, your time, your presence. You're giving that all up just because he put on a facade, a masquerade, a mask. You don't know this dude, bro. Why are you laying with him? Stop doing that. You have nothing to show for it, especially if you're just in a relationship because of love. Girl, your cup is empty. What love? Show me the love. Show me. Show me, how has the love manifested itself? You're a lover girl, right? Lover girl, lover girl. I was a lover girl too. And then I realized it got me nowhere and it got me nothing. Girl, please pack it up. Pack it up. Make these men show their love with material things, with something that you can feel, touch, taste, save. Because if you're just doing it off of love and vibes, when it's all said and done and you're crying and you feel used up and your cup is empty, yup, because it is. Because it is. And if you're the girly that's going to be like, oh, well, Crystal, I have sexual needs. You know, what about my needs? Girls, 2025. You can order and it'll be at your doorstep in 2.5 business seconds. Come on now. Come on now. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You're giving these men, boys, whatever, access to you. Let that sink in. Do you think these crusty, dusty boys are deserving of all your yummy, beautiful, feminine energy? Especially if you've done the work and you're working on yourself, you're doing yoga, you're journaling, you're introspective, you're taking care of yourself, body good, mind good, health good, and you want to give these crusty, dusty boys that have nothing to show for themselves access to you? Are you not embarrassed? This is embarrassing.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
Please. You want to know something else? The stats are showing that y'all not even finishing. Y'all not even finishing. Oh, well, I have sexual needs and I just need me a partner. He's just there to fulfill my sexual desires. He's not even there for real. I don't even need him like that. According to the stats, you're not even finishing. Girl, jump scare. Bitch, I'm scared. Girl, what? You can do a better job by yourself on your own. Promise. Pinky promise. You can do a better job by yourself. Girl, stop giving it to that man. Stop giving it up so easy and you have nothing to show for it. You are so much more worthy and valuable than that. And then for the girlies that are going to be like, oh, well, how long should I wait? Like 3 months, 6 months? Because if he cared about you, then it shouldn't matter how long you wait, Honestly, 3 months, 6 months, that's it. What's the rush? That's not enough time. That's not enough time to know someone. That's not enough time to understand someone. Do you know how good men actors are? Do you know how good actors men can be? They're not that damn good. Especially if you're like connected, you have good intuition, you've been working on yourself. They're not that damn good. But if you're young and naive, do you know how good of actors men are? Do you know how much of a facade and a front they'll put up just to get something that's between your legs and to dip? Girl, you talking about 3, 6 months? That's not enough time. Oh, well, if he's gonna leave, he's gonna leave anyway. Does it really matter? Yes. Because play that waiting game. Play the waiting game. And not only just play the waiting game, you need to make sure that he is investing in you. I'm talking about time, money, gifts, dinners, vacation, the cute stuff, the small stuff, the big and grand gestures, all of it. All of it. Well, Crystal, then when should I sleep with him? Number one, why is that at the forefront of your mind? Why? What's the rush? Where are you rushing to? Rushing to your next heartbreak. Rushing to you throwing up and sliding down a wall. Rushing to you not eating, losing weight, looking a mess. Where are you rushing to? Like, where are we going? Where are we going? Focus on you. That's number one. Number two, you lay down with that man when if the second the deed is done and he switches up on you like a light switch, which a lot of them will, you don't feel like your cup is empty. You don't feel like you gave too much. You don't feel all used and abused and tossed to the side. You want to know why? Because he's been investing in you. You hear me? Savings account fatter, dinners ate, flowers delivered, shopping done, vacations took with separate beds. You feel like he's been investing in you. He's been pouring into you. Okay, he needs to care more about you than you care about him. Because as a lady, you know damn well you be giving. And now you look a mess. You have nothing to give no more. Your cup is empty. That's why you need to focus on yourself And he needs to be focused on you too. Period. Okay? You need to be invested into. He needs to be going above and beyond. Not for no 3 months, not for no 6 months, for the long haul. Okay? 9, 12, 18 months, 24 months. Like, what's the rush for? Make him invest in you. And that's enough time for you to actually know who he is. That's enough time for you to actually learn his actions, learn his micro expressions, learn how he talks to you, how he perceives you. That's enough time for you to get a little peek behind that facade, a little peek behind the games he's trying to play. Because at the end of the day, the only thing these boys want is what's between your legs. That is the only thing these boys, I don't care how woke, how intelligent, how he dresses, if he's in business, if he's in tech, oh my gosh, he's so much of a gentleman. The only thing these men want is your coochie. And when that sinks in, I don't care what industry he's in. I don't care how good he dresses up. I don't care how well he talks. Get that into your head, because that's going to help you move so much more differently in order for you to not be washed up after it's all said and done. You're going to have your energy. You're going to have your well-being, your state of mind. You're not going to be sliding on a wall, throwing up, because you didn't give more than was given to you. He has to like you more, girl. Stop fucking off of vibes. It looks a mess. It's distasteful. You're left with much less than you were given. And at the end of the day, you lose. I know a lot of women like to think that, oh, well, sex is equal, sex is equal. Girl, is it really equal? Is it really? That's for you to decide, you know. That's for you to decide. But I said my piece. That's how I feel. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, period. If you're not, that's okay, girl. That's okay. Just keep it pushing. Alrighty, gems. So that is the end of my video. I hope it wasn't too triggering to watch. If it was, you know, let it sit with it for a little bit, figure out why it was triggering. But thank you so much if you're still here with me. Until next time, bye.